The Philadelphia Phillies coming off a homestand in which they went 5-2, crushed 12 home runs and scored 7 runs a game. There's Chase Utley, the best second baseman in the National League. Now, Mark Reynolds and his mate Stephen Drew, along with Miguel Montero, are starting to play better of late. You want a challenge? You've got a challenge. The champs are in town. They're pitching, they're playing defense, and they're crushing the baseball. The Philadelphia Phillies and Diamondbacks right now. And moments ago, inside of the Diamondbacks locker room, preparation underway for the Philadelphia Phillies against the Arizona Diamondbacks. John Garland on the mound tonight against a veteran of 46 years on this earth, J.B. Moyer. Glad to have you back with us at the ballpark. Hello there, folks. Once again, everybody, he is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton, and this is fun. This is a challenge. We're honored to bring this game into your living room, the Philadelphia Phillies against the Diamondbacks. And the Phillies, of late, are picking up right where they left off. They are a juggernaut, not only in the East, but in the National League.
Isn't it amazing that greatness, well, they decide to come around when they really need to, and really the East was up for the taking all year long. The Philadelphia Phillies have decided, you know what, I think I want to win the East, so they have gone on a big-time roll in the last 3 weeks, and they have taken really a stranglehold on the National League East, Darren.
Gracie, we talked about that homestand. Well, they crushed the ball in the recent homestand. They had 12 homers. They averaged 7 runs a game, going 5-2.
Well, they've got a bunch of guys in the lineup that can hit, and not only hit the long ball. You like MVPs? Well, Philadelphia's probably your kind of team. They've got Jimmy Rollins. They've got Ryan Howard. They've got a guy this year, if he didn't get hurt and miss a month, he might be right there with Albert Pujols with the MVP race, and that's Raul Ibanez. And, oh, by the way, they got the best second baseman in the game in Chase Utley. He only does it every year as well.
Meantime, for the Diamondbacks, a solid series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. They won 3 of 4, 3 hitting streaks to talk about. Miguel Montero, Mark Reynolds, but let's talk about Stephen Drew, because he is doing what he did in the second half last year, cranking it up, and not just singles, but extra base hits.
When you've got a couple of guys in the middle of your order like Montero and Reynolds, and now Justin Upton, who are starting to heat up big time, isn't it nice to have someone like Stephen Drew being on base for those big boys, those big hungry guys in the middle of the lineup? They don't like hitting with the bases empty, Darren Sutton. They need a couple of fellas out there on base. That's why the Diamondbacks are hitting the ball so well and scoring runs. It's because Stephen Drew, he's all over the base paths.
And really taking over that leadoff role now. He's got a lefty on the mound and a crafty one, to say the least, in Jamie Moyer tonight. So guys like Drew and Parra and Weitzel will all be challenged. And, of course, we're going to take a look at that matchup when we come back. John Garland finally pitching better here at Chase Field. He goes head-to-head with Jamie Moyer, one of Mark Grace's old teammates. Heck, he's been one of everybody's teammates that's ever played this game. Go to Southwest.com, grab your bag. It is on. John Garland's last 8 starts, he has pitched very effectively, 1-3 with a sub-3 ERA. But at home this year, that ERA, 6.33. Chase Field has not been good to John Garland. But of late, starting to piece it back together. Respectable, keeping his teams in ball games. He beat Florida on July the 11th, an 8-inning, 1-run outing, and a 5-1 win. Jamie Moyer was drafted into professional baseball in 1984. At 46 years old, he has 9 wins this year. He has a 5.65 ERA. He has pitched most successfully here the last couple of years with Seattle. And now the world champion Philadelphia Phillies. An intriguing matchup, to say the least. We'll have it right after this. Intriguing to see A.J. Hinch spending time now in the other dugout across the way from world champion manager Charlie Manuel. Very good success in the big leagues. That man in the heart of the lineup, slugger Ryan Howard. We'll hear from him throughout this series. Blimpie brings you the lineup. Jimmy Rollins, overall numbers not good. Career against the Diamondbacks, and of late he is rolling. Then it's Victorino, it's Utley, it's Howard, Raul Ibanez, drinking from that fountain of youth. It's Jason Worth, Pedro Feliz, veteran Paul Baca was unemployed on May the 18th. Well, he's now in the big leagues catching for the Phillies, and Jamie Moyer bats ninth. We told you a little bit about John Garland. We'll tell you a little bit more. He's 29 years old, and big picture, Mark Grace, for whatever reason, and you might tell us why, he's starting to figure things out over the last month and a half.
I think a lot of times when you have not pitched in a league, for instance, he's been an American leaguer his entire career. All of a sudden now you come over to the new league, and you can look at scouting reports all you want, Darren Sutton, but until you face the real thing and until you deal with the real thing, it is a major adjustment. I think you're starting to see that he got off to a slow start, but he's starting to make those adjustments. He's starting to see these National Leaguers a second and third time, and, well, he's becoming John Garland again, and that is a winning pitcher.
You can see the breakdown of his pitches. Throws a lot of fastballs because he gets the movement on that fastball down and away from, let's say, a left-handed hitter. That cut fastball, though, way up in its usage this year, and that's been a part of his success as well. We're underway. Fastball right down the middle to Jimmy Rollins. Rollins, the MVP in 2007, when he had an incredible year, a year that had him hitting 20 doubles with 30 homers, takes inside. This year, just 237, but let's look a little bit closer. In his last 21 games, he's got 31 hits, hitting 344 late.
And is it any surprise that when he got hot, that's when the Phillies got hot?
Yeah, they are 17-3 in their last 20 games. Very complete team, hitting and pitching. And in those last 20 games, ERA below 3. Doing great work. Garland has his hands full. Has only pitched against the Phillies twice. Can't really talk about the matchups because it's been since 2004. A lot has changed since then. That pitch into Rollins. And a fly ball to center field. The play is made out there by Gerardo Parra. Defensively, let's take a look at the entire Diamondback setup against these Phillies. And you saw Parra, CY together a moment ago. Upton, Reynolds, Drew, Roberts, and Weitzel on the infield. Miguel Montero rolling offensively, catches John Garland. Josh Weitzel, not Chad Tracy, out there at first base tonight. Both left-handers against the left-handed pitcher. Grabs the corner. Boy, that's a big part of his success. He's got to pick. He has to pick as a pitcher.
He's not going to overpower you. He's a guy that does pitch to contact, Darren. He's a guy that loves to go in and out with the fastball. He's still a fastball pitcher, a quote-unquote power pitcher. As you see right there, there's a fastball to the outside corner for strike one, and then let's go to the inside corner for strike two. That's pitching.
You can see Garland, how well he has pitched early on in games, and yet you can see the Phillies that this is their inning. They love to get you early.
Golly.
Curveball. That one is down and in. Not a bad 0-2 pitch. 1-2 the count to Victorino.
I'm going to send a shout out to my kids in Colorado, Jackson and Preston. I love you. Send money.
Funny, I just got mine home today from Michigan. They said, give me money. That one is fouled off. Threw him another curveball, so we went back-to-back with that pitch. Victorino last year hit .293, had 36 stolen bases, and he is, along with Miguel Montero, having a huge month of July. He, in his last 2 months, is hitting right around .370. Fouled that one off. And so we'll do it again. Yeah, Garland pitched against these Phillies back on the 9th day of June 2004. He'd just soon not tell you about that, so I'll just skip it. He gave up a lot of runs and lost the ball game. Pitched a lot better in 2002 in Philadelphia. Picked up a no decision, 6 innings, 1 run allowed. Changeup. Had him out front. Is there room, though, for Miguel? Nope. And it's back behind. It's a good pitch there.
Very good pitch, a changeup. Victorino was way out in front. But that's the kind of hitter he is. He's a pesky guy, a guy that can fight off the tough pitches, a speed guy. Rollins and Victorino at the top of the order, boy. What a duo that is.
Victorino's batted leadoff 12 times. Otherwise, he is locked into this 2 spot. Fastball, good sink. Victorino is erased on a ground out.
You talked about the fastball with the good sink. Let's take a look. Watch it sail to the outside corner. Victorino pulls off of it, and an easy tapper to Ryan Roberts at second base. So Garland does what he's got to do, and that's retire Jimmy Rollins and Shane Victorino and face these big ornery rascals in the middle of the order for the Phillies with the bases empty.
And here they come. Utley, Howard, Ibanez, Worth, all guys with more than 20 homers. Chase Utley, the smallest of the bunch, but maybe packs just as much punch as anyone. He leads all second basemen in homers and RBIs as he takes that pitch low. Leads all second basemen in extra base hits, on base plus slugging in the National League. Out of UCLA.
Good change up there on 1-0 to the left-handed hitting. Chase. Whoa! What we got there, Darren?
Holy smokes.
Mil Mascaras.
I like it.
That makes one of us.
Oh, he's got buddies, too, as they back off on the shot. They all are ready to go. A curveball and a dandy. 1-2. There's his buddy.
It looks like the tag team champions. No, not very big league.
The 1-2. Hot shot, but there is his counterpart, Ryan Roberts. 1, 2, 3 go the world champs. Glad to have you back at the ballpark.
I like
That's great. We had a fan, Gracie, the other night. Catch Mark when he fell into the stands.
Yeah, he did. Was that when he hit himself on the head in Colorado?
No, he did it here, too.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Didn't hit himself on the head.
Got caught.
Southwest Airlines tells you it's Drew, Roberts, Upton, and Reynolds. Miguel Montero raking this month. Chris Young, Gerardo Parra, Josh Weitzel, and John Garland. There he is. Jamie Moyer, 46 years old for the second consecutive year, the oldest player in Major League Baseball.
Darren, when I was in single-A ball in 1986 for the Chicago Cubs, I was playing in Peoria, Illinois. Jamie Moyer was in Double-A.
Wow.
I've been retired now for 6 years. Jamie Moyer's still going strong. What a testament to him.
There you go.
Wow, how about that? Your debut, you beat Steve Carlton?
A long time ago. We are the world. So he's been at it for an awful long time. Stephen Drew batting in that leadoff spot, has the count 2-1. Out front. Now, he'll throw everything to everybody, correct?
Yes.
As we take a look at the defense for the Phillies, we'll hold that thought. It's Ibanez, Victorino, and Worth. It's Feliz, Rollins, Utley, and Ryan Howard. A more svelte Ryan Howard, who's playing much improved defense because of it, and Paul Bacco behind home plate. Looks good, doesn't it?
He's lost a lot of weight, and he needed to lose a little bit of weight. And because he's still got the power. He's still got 25 long balls, 75 RBIs. But he's so much better defensively now that he's lost 35 pounds, Darren Sutton. He's really a threat defensively now.
And we were talking about it earlier with regard to Moyer. Now, you may be lefty and think, well, I'm left-handed, so may not throw me the changeup. Oh, he will.
Oh, he'll throw it.
He will. This is everything he throws. You can see the velocity and the average. He'll throw it all, any pitch, any time. Fastball, changeup, as you can see, that's about 8 out of every 10 pitches are either a fastball or a changeup. And an occasional cutter or a curveball, but it's It's mainly the fastball changeup. And when you talk about tops, Gracie, what, 85?
Tops. Okay. I think that's one of his better fastballs would be 85. It usually hangs between 80 and 83. Changeup only about 7 miles an hour off of that. And he's been that way, Darren, since his rookie year. He's been a guy that he's not going to overpower you, but he'll finesse you. And he is smart. Oh, my goodness, smart. On and off the field. Student of the game. He's a Philadelphia native, so he's pitching at home.
In 2001, he was a 20-game winner on that incredible Mariners team. Finished 4th in the Cy Young race. He's one of the guys, as Upton takes a strike, that you think back on all that occurred in Seattle. And Ichiro winning multiple awards that year, the Rookie of the Year, the MVP. He kind of gets lost in the shuffle. Oh, he was a 20-game winner that year.
And I think they won 116 games that year.
That's exactly right. And then 2 years later, 120 again in 2003.
Oh, what a pitch. That's the cutter, Darren. 79 miles an hour on the cutter, right to the inside corner, and jumps ahead of Justin Upton 0-2.
His last start was at home, as you see the career that he has put together. 656 games overall and 255 wins. Last start against Chicago, they knocked him around a little bit. 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs. Lost 10-5. Runner takes off. Swung by 3. Throw down. Hits Roberts. Upton is a strikeout victim. Flips his bat in the air. Now he'll pick it back up again.
Ryan Roberts hurting a little bit. He took that one. It looked like right in the ribs. That's his 5th stolen base of the year. He's in a little bit of pain. Strike 2 in, and then the cutter away. That gets Justin Upton. Ryan Roberts gets it right in the ribs. The throw from Paul Bacco. Maybe in the leg. Tough to tell, but he'll be just fine. So the Diamondbacks have a runner in scoring position for Mark Reynolds.
Mark in the middle of a career-high 10-game hitting streak. 17 hits during that time, hitting just a tick under 450. There's that cut fastball again. Anything you see moving in pretty distinctly to a right-handed hitter, that's it.
That's going to be the cutter. And Jamie's a guy that has to be either on the corners or even off the corners, Darren. He lives on hitters' aggressiveness. If he's in the middle of the plate, he's not going to last very long. That's where he tries to get the swings and misses. Tries to get you to chase out of the zone. He has a great ability to make balls look like strikes. If you stay on them long enough, they usually dip out of the zone. Let's see what he throws here, 2-0. I'm guessing something out of the zone trying to get a swing and miss.
Yep, cut fastball, it's in.
And he's stubborn like that, and that's why he's successful. He's not going to give in to a guy like Mark Reynolds and throw something right down the middle, because he knows Mark Reynolds will lose it.
I'd like to say he's wise beyond his years, but he's right at his years with regard to wisdom. Just over the outside. 3-1.
And if he misses with it, so what? He'll deal with the next guy. That's the way he is.
2 starts ago, he faced Florida, an aggressive team. 7 innings, 1 hit, shutout baseball.
Amazing.
And a strikeout pro team who swings a lot early.
There you go. A 3-1 pitch way out of the zone. And gets strike 2. That's what he does. He feeds off young, aggressive hitters like Mark Reynolds. And this pitch is never on the plate. That ball's a good foot outside and low. Yet he gets a full swing and miss. Let's see what he goes with now, 3-2. He knows he's got Mark Reynolds in swing mode now. Let's see what he throws. Usually he likes to go back inside. Much better there by Mark Reynolds. That pitch was a lot closer than the 3-1 pitch he swung at.
I would agree. Not far from being called a strike. So now, with hitting streaks on the line tonight, we talked about Drew. Now Reynolds and Miguel Montero. You can see the role that Miguel is on. His role is much bigger picture, though, than just a 9-game hitting streak. His last month has been fabulous.
And those numbers aren't a hit here and a hit there. Those are multi-hit games. But I don't think DiMaggio, the great Yankee Clipper, is looking over his shoulder yet.
Just in case they take a look back, 6 for his last 11, Montero, with runners in scoring position. Let us see how patient he can remain against the craftier than crafty left-hander.
I don't know what Jamie's doing there. Maybe he's just trying to decide. A lot of times you'll come set and change your mind. Nope, I don't want to throw that pitch. So you just do a little wheel move and you start all over again.
Bouncing ball, a slow curveball. Howard makes the play to the bag. Ryan Howard 2 up right after this.
He loves the Fanatic, though I'm not quite sure if the Fanatic loves him.
I'll tell you one thing, what a joy, Mark, it was to watch him play this game of baseball. It's great to have him in the booth, but to watch him as a player was truly an honor for me.
We lost a very good friend this year, and we shared that with you because it means the world to us that we were able to spend the years we were. And what a compliment, Mark Grace.
I almost I don't know what to say.
Fair enough.
That's a special man, and we miss him every day.
They'll always love and remember Harry the K. You bet, Harry Callis. Always had a smile. Always made his way through the press box. Always coming to say hi to the other broadcasters.
That was the thing. He didn't have to, Darren, because he's a Hall of Famer. He didn't have to, but he always made sure you and I, or anybody, including the radio guys, Greg Schulte, Tom Candy, well, he just always made us feel welcome.
Ryan Howard fouls that one off the screen. Ryan, 25 home runs, 75 RBIs. Reached his 200th homer in his 658th game. Number 1 now, faster than Ralph Kiner's 706 games. Fastball is high, 1-2. You were, by the way, as the big shift defensively, peeking in right over the foul pole. Mark Reynolds essentially playing shortstop, as that one is away. Fastest to reach 200 home runs. There's that shift. Ryan at 658 games. That's the rest of the list. Pretty good hitters on that list.
Oh.
Curve ball hits it a mile high.
Oh, had to go a long way because he was shifted almost to center field. But a good pitch to jam Ryan Howard there by John Garland.
Left fielder number 29, Raul Ibanez.
So 1 out. Yeah, they tied him up. It seemed like enough anyway. As that one away, 1-0 the count.
Oh, look at the year Ibanez is having. Golly, what a pickup.
Boy, cut fastball, pretty good one. It missed in 2-0 the count. 26 home runs, 73 RBIs. Missed some time from the 18th day of June until July 10th with a groin injury, on the disabled list. There's a changeup on 2-0. When you're rolling, you just take those pitches.
Well, what he was trying to do is trying to get Raul Ibanez to be over aggressive there and maybe get a swing. It's almost the same as Jamie Moyer on the other side. Just because it's 2-0, a guy like Ibanez, you just give in to him and throw him something down the middle. He's going to hit it a long ways.
Hard ground ball to Roberts. He is there, got him to scorch it on 3-1, but an out is an out, and you will take it. Our Brown & Brown, Arrowhead, Superstition Springs, Power Chevy dealers. Key to the game, the Artful Dodger.
Well, I'm sure you came up with this, right? Because
you bet I did.
Well, that doesn't make any sense at all because, well, that's Charlie Manuel. And Diamondbacks are playing the Philadelphia Phillies. So, are you getting ahead of yourself?
Oh no.
Well, are you talking about maybe last year the Phillies beat the Dodgers to go to the World Series? Is that what you're talking about?
Has nothing to do with it.
Well, why are we talking about the Dodgers? I don't like the Dodgers.
Who does? But the Artful Dodger, well, it's on the corner of 2nd and Pine Street in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Now, we've been there before.
Old-fashioned tavern. Really old school. Cobblestone streets outside, an incredible area of Philadelphia. Umpires like to stop by there. It's a place where you celebrate a win over Philadelphia, the Artful Dodger. Little one-room tavern.
Now,
well, we're not in Philadelphia. You can feel the atmosphere, though, with the Phillies and the world champs. But play like and earn a celebration after this game and this series. The Artful Dodger.
I like it. That's one of your better ones, Darren Sutton. Yeah, I was a little confused there for a while. But way to go. Oh, dear.
3-2 the count.
Right in on his belly button. Goodness, what a pitch by Garland. Watch this thing with some teeth running right in on Worth. And just ate him up. Let's see, after the pitch inside, I might come right back in there, Darren Sutton. What do you think?
I like it as well.
They're going to go away. And he missed it.
He had his eyes on a way. That's why he didn't offer at it. Tracked that pitch all the way in. Our good friend Joe Philly always takes care of us at the Artful Dodger. The umpires enjoy learning about the game from them there. Good menu. Yep, that's the key to the game.
Oh, you mean they serve food there?
Southwest corner of 2nd and Pine Street. So Worth with a walk. Here's Pedro Feliz. Boy, went right back in. That's a good pitch.
Well, we're not too far from going back to Philadelphia here. What, a couple of road trips away?
It is. It is not this road trip, but the next. The next road trip for the Diamondbacks, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, from memory. Atlanta, Philadelphia, Houston, San Francisco.
Wow, that was real brilliant of the schedule makers.
Well, Atlanta was added in. That's a single day makeup
That's one
game.
day, right?
Yes.
You and Candyman will be good together on that one, I'm sure.
No, you're on that trip, pal. We'll see you in Atlanta. Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you.
Turner Field, Tomahawk Chop, yada, yada. We'll see you there. Take back everything I said about it. That one is up and away. 1-1 the count.
Now, see if Matt Williams might want to hop on board for that one. I'll just meet you guys up in Philadelphia.
That's not happening. 1-1 the count to Pedro Feliz. Rolling this year against right-handed pitching of all things.
Always seems to get big hits, Pedro Feliz.
That's a great way to look at it. You can say 20 and 80. That's what he's been good for throughout his career, just about every year. But I think that's a better way to look at it.
And it might not be that way, but it just seems like every time he gets up in a big situation, he finds a way to beat you.
Bouncing ball off the end of the bat with a slider. Not that time. Garland so far very good against baseball's best offense, at least in the National League, the Phillies. Name the big leaguer he's imitating. Log on to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Fox Sports Arizona. Who do you think it is? Quest Diamondbacks Live, the postgame show. We'll have it for you. Moyer goes back to work. 1-0 the count to Chris Young. Young, 19 games in July. 13 hits, 19 strikeouts, hitting just .232 this month. To get on track. Homestand's been a little bit better. That'll help. Lightning bolt to the left field and base hit for Young.
Chris Young couldn't have approached Jamie Moyer any better than he did. Laid off a couple of change-ups to get to 2-0, and then he got something he can handle, and he just hit a bolt into left field for a base hit. So speed on the base pass to lead off the second here for the D-backs.
Parra, 275 homers, 37 RBIs, Gerardo Parra. Lefties have been his bugaboo. And again, we'll see if he can hang in there against the craftiness of Jamie Moyer. Parra hitting just .167 against lefties. .299 against righties. Feliz well in front of the bag, even with the grass at third, all the way on. Play him to pull otherwise on the infield. Cheats out front a bit. Drove one out of here yesterday, and for Parra, his 5th home run of the year. Matt Capps touched up there.
And that one is a splash hit. So congratulations, Gerardo Parra, on his first splash hit of his career.
It's interesting how a ball that actually never goes in the water can be a splash hit.
Well, we've seen it a few times now. Don't really know who considers those splash hits, but I mean, aren't they supposed to go in the water?
I would think so.
I guess it's not really necessary anymore. Oh well.
Drives him back. That is our Ride Now Power Sports pool area. And we like to splash down in there. There's no doubt about it. That's our pool can. But in order for it to be a pool home run, I'm looking forward to having it go in the pool.
On fly.
Well, it can bounce, I guess.
Oh, it can bounce?
Yeah, but I would think at some point it has to find its way into the pool, though. Change up there. Boy, was he diving.
He was diving big time, and it just missed him. It's like a ground rule double bouncing in the pool would be a splash hit.
No. But I think if it hits out there, maybe one bouncing into the water, I'm okay with that.
No. Yep, we'll agree to disagree on that.
What's new about that? 1-1. You did agree with my key to the game, though.
I did.
Outside, 2-1 the count to Parra.
That's the pitch that has made Jamie Moyer millions of dollars in this game. That pitch right there. 9 times out of 10, big league hitters, even major league hitters, are going to swing at that pitch. It's a couple inches off the plate. Parra was able to lay off, and now he's 2-1 instead of behind on the count.
Boy, laid off another pitch. Oh, they say he went around.
And that's because he did.
Mike Machlinski out there, the third base umpire.
I think he got that call right. Once again, Jamie Moyer going off the plate, working on a young player's aggressiveness.
He's going back over to first. Moyer's got a couple of pickoffs this year and 60 in his career. It's the diving Chase Utley. Didn't hit it hard, hit it exactly where he wanted to, though, because it's a base hit. Nice at bat. He engaged with the veteran, and he won the battle.
A very nice piece of hitting. He stays on what looks to be maybe a slider or a cutter.
Number 29,
Off the end of the bat it goes, and by a sprawling Chase Utley, and it's first and second, nobody out. So the Diamondbacks cooking up a brew here with the bottom of the order.
So now Josh Weitzel, 1 for 9 this year against left-handers, hitting .212 against right-handers. Breaking ball, thought about trying to let it nip him. 68 miles an hour, 1-0 the count.
I actually think Josh Weitzel, once he turned, he was bracing for impact, and it missed him.
Broke just enough. 3 for 19, Josh, here in the month of July.
Big swing and miss from Josh Weitzel. One thing we know about Josh Weitzel, it's one of the more violent swings you'll see in all of baseball. And he's thinking home run.
1-1 the count. Ground ball wide. He may be thinking home run, but he's got himself a base hit. Worth hits the cutoff man. Bases loaded. With nobody out.
Well, let's see if he swung as hard on this one. Yeah, that was much more in control right there, and the result is another base hit to right field. Jason Worth charges it well. Worth was playing very shallow, and Chris Young wasn't able to score.
You're right.
So the good news is the Diamondbacks have the bases loaded and nobody out. But they're going to need John Garland, the pitcher. He's hitting a robust .077 on the year to do some damage. And you're trying to stay out of a double play here if you can help it, Darren.
Moyer doesn't roll up too many. Outside, 0-1 the count.
You got John Garland to swing at something off the plate.
Warriors had 80 double play opportunities this year, 5 rolled up. Stephen Drew waits on deck. Jamie fires a strike, 0-2.
It's almost, well, you'd love in a perfect world John Garland drive in a couple with a base hit, but if he's going to make an out, you almost want it to be a strikeout. You don't want him to hit into a double play. You want Stephen Drew up with a better opportunity than 2 outs.
Change up, and a nice job as always by Paul Bacco, who has had a long career because of that catcher's mitt. He was home, by the way, spring training, April, no job. Phillies call.
Isn't that great? Oh, by the way, the world champions are on the phone, honey. No, I'll take that call.
Change up, there's your strikeout. All right, let's see what happens. Now it's up to Stephen Drew. Garland goes down on strikes, 3 for 40 now this year.
So Garland unable to help himself. As we said, the good news is now Stephen Drew, at least he's got an opportunity with 1 out instead of 2 outs. And the base is still loaded.
Arizona doing on this homestand what Philadelphia did on their most recent homestand, including tonight 17 of 37, 21 runs batted in. Breaking ball tops that one back behind home plate, hit the plate on the foul ball. Since July the 6th, the Diamondbacks are 8-3 at home. June, 3-9. It's been a tough year at home, but starting to grab a little bit of that home field advantage.
Just missed the inside corner. Tried to throw a little cutter, started at Stephen Drew and bring it to the inside corner, but he left it just a smidge inside. But he just teases you, he taunts you just off the plate, tries to get you to swing at pitches out of the zone. And then a fastball right down Broadway, and Stephen took it.
1-2 the count. 3 consecutive singles in this inning. Chicago Cubs in the last outing. I can remember the Diamondbacks were in Denver, Colorado. Had a similar inning against Jamie Moyer. They put together 3 singles that loaded the bases, but then they drove in 4 runs in the inning. They made him pay.
Yeah, and Paul Bacco and Jamie Moyer trying to get on the same page here.
Diamondbacks have to do what the Cubs did in his last outing.
Just piece together base hit after base hit.
Well, at that point, they went bases loaded, all singles, then another single for the first run, but then an extra base hit.
That's what they're looking for. Stephen Drew, he's been getting a bunch of those of late. Extra base hits, that is.
Drew flied to right in the first inning. In a changeup.
As you said, lefty on lefty. He's not afraid to throw it. And against a guy like Jamie Moore, you really don't look off speed. You don't look fast. You just kind of look for the ball. Find the baseball. Read it and react, because he's rarely going to throw anything by you. Just missed.
Wow. Drew 5 for his last 14 with runners in scoring position. A couple of homers and a double.
Let's see what Jamie does on.
The manager of the Diamondbacks, the man 11 years his senior, just got out of that jam. like that. So we'll head on up to our APS rooftop solar cam, reminding all of you, if you're able, to install solar panels on the rooftop of your home. And don't forget, manage your bill on APS.com. Wash and rinse clothes as well in cold water. You don't have to tell me to do that. I mix everything together.
Make sure it's cold, or you'll be looking like tie-dye.
That's great. Well, best of luck. And Phillies fans notorious, especially at the vet, for big signs like that. Their unique section.
Bed sheets.
Wanted to wish someone well in their battle with the leukemia. So certainly a worthy cause there. Balco takes a strike.
Darren, I know you have to have a short memory in this game as a player, but as a broadcaster and as somebody watching this ball game, let's keep a long memory as that was pulled to Weitzel, and he'll take it himself like a good first baseman and get the first out. Let's have a clear memory of the bottom of the second inning, what could have been a three or more run inning, a 0. So just remember that against a great team like the Phillies.
Certainly will remember it. Maybe it helps that John Garland faces 8, 9, and 1, because a lot of times when that occurs and you come up empty, and in the next half inning, if you're Garland and you messed around a little bit and you face, I don't know, maybe Utley, Howard, and Ibanez, usually momentum swings, the ball starts flying, and you really remember that half. Let's hope John can go 1, 2, 3. That'll help put a little bit of water on it, maybe, and dampen it. He's trying to put that fire out. Didn't mean to. Fouls that one off.
I think everybody's okay.
Let's raise that net up over there. Get a little bit higher. Youngsters and such. Take that on around that net, like a lot of other ballparks have. That's strike 3. It's a great seat, but I like a great seat and a safe seat together. Why not? Bring it on around that high netting. Most ballparks take it on around like that. Now that's the netting that if you're a pitcher you don't want to see.
No.
Foul pole.
You don't want the ball hitting the pole if you're a pitcher. So with 2 outs, the Phillies will send up their leadoff man, Jimmy Rollins, take his second shot at John Garland, and once again he'll look at strike 1, a changeup.
He's the key, Mark Grace. This is the guy you want to get. Don't let the boppers start coming, and as you said, that momentum, have a chance to maybe see if you can do something again. Funky spinning ground ball, boy, out front of a breaking ball. Garland's got him guessing to this point. Jason Worth walked. That was in the second. Otherwise, he's been flawless. Diamondbacks baseball brought to you by the top 3 power Chevy dealers in the Valley and by Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Enjoying the ball yard, these fans, as Jamie Moyer fires a fastball at 81, just a tick away from his high in this game of 82 miles an hour. Take a look in a moment as that one runs in at our Quest high-speed internet high-speed pitch velocity. Garland 92, Moyer 82. About right.
Yeah, that's about the norm for both. Ooh, generous strike there from home plate umpire Bill Miller.
That'll help the southpaw. Go right back out there. If I know I'm getting that. He did, but a little bit more on the plate. Roberts was ready for him to go back out there. And good for Ryan Roberts. He has walked. Now he has singled.
Well, let's see where the pitch was to Ryan Roberts. That was on the outside corner, but you can see it was up nearly belt high, and that allowed Roberts to get it just airborne enough to flip it out into left center field for a leadoff base hit. I think Jamie Moyer I think he just likes to pitch out of the stretch. Don't you?
I do.
He's more comfortable that way. 5 base runners so far in the first 2 innings. Now another one to start the third.
I'll tell you, Gracie, the batting average goes way down. With no one on base, opponents hit 297, and with runners on, it goes down to 293.
Wow. Boy, he really bears down with runners on base.
I think the point is he is who he is.
Exactly.
And he's going to work out his hands if he can. That's a foul ball. The other part of a pitcher like Jamie Moyer, and you can help us understand this, for a lot of hitters, it's keeping it fair.
Yeah. And he's, as you saw, he's not able to keep it fair. It was Justin Upton, about a foot foul. That would have put the Diamondbacks in business. But you know, there's a saying in baseball: he's below hitting speed, and that's what Moyer is.
Went right back in there. 1-2 the count.
Like a knuckleballer, below hitting speed. You're so used to these guys throwing in the 90s, and all of a sudden you start seeing, like Doug Davis, start seeing fastballs and at 81, 82.
Upton. Can't keep it fair.
Couldn't keep it fair because it was below hitting speed. And I'm not saying Doug Davis is below hitting speed, because Doug Davis is a strikeout pitcher.
Right.
And he throws a lot of fastballs. But his fastball is, you know, it's the cut fastball, and it's anywhere from 80 to 82 usually. If he rears back and throws a straight fastball, he can get it up to 88, 89.
The 1-2. Curveball is away. 2-2 the count. Gracie was talking about pitching out of the stretch. There it is. It's just a shorter version. No wind up with a step back. Pitcher will work in a stretch with the runner on base so that he can do just that. Wind up, you start facing home plate for our new baseball fans. Stretch, you're facing the man out there if you're left-handed. Look at those old school stirrups, by the way, folks. Look at those socks.
Love to see somebody in something besides those bell bottoms. Not a big fan of the bell bottoms. But since about 98% of the players in the game wear them that way, I guess I'm in the minority.
With the Liberty Bell logo on the sock too.
Those are the bell bottoms. Let's see the bell bottoms.
Two and two. Away. 3-2 the count. Mark Reynolds waits on deck.
Got to send the runner here, don't you, Darren Sutton?
Yes, you do. He goes. Upton couldn't keep it fair.
That's about 3 balls now that he has lined down the left field line and just foul.
Three and two. We'll watch the runner again. He goes.
Good at bat by Justin Upton. Boy, that was such a tempting pitch. But Justin was able to lay off of it. Well, here we go again, Darren Sutton. First and second, nobody out. Jamie Moyer got the Diamondbacks right where he wants them.
We'll see. We'll see. This is back a couple of years ago in May. Mark had just gotten to the big leagues, and he homered right center field in that ballpark. In that same series, he collided with a fielder. I believe it was a pitcher making a play.
It was Brandon Metters.
Yeah, that's right. Hit to the head, knocked down. Yeah. He was fine.
Yeah, he was just fine. He's a tough kid.
Ian on the hands, popped up. I can't even imagine. Back in that dugout, some of the bat smashing that goes on. Opposing hitters against Jamie Moyer.
I think Jamie probably leads the league in, curse words and broken equipment after an at bat.
Right center field is wide open. Upton edges off first. He can smash a bat. Nice take.
Isn't it amazing just how it's so late that Moyer's pitches sail out of the zone, and it seems like they get to the hitting area dirt and then they dip out of the zone. Like I said, he just tantalizes you, taunts you. Frustrating for a hitter. There's another one, down and away, but yet a hitter can't lay off.
The cheese looked so good to the mouse until he stepped foot on the trap.
On the trap.
Boy, did it look good.
That's a very good analogy.
And when I say cheese, I don't mean the old-fashioned baseball term. There's nothing resembling that with Moyer. I just mean regular old piece of Swiss, and the mouse edges up. Boy, that looks good. I'm going to hit it in the gap. Back. That's exactly right. 1-2 the count.
Fastball right by him.
At 81
miles an hour, and it was right by him.
Walk us through this.
Okay, let's do this. First pitch, a cut fastball in on Mark Reynolds. Another cutter misses. Now we're going to try to go away and change up, and right back in with the fastball, and right by Mark Reynolds. Even at 81 miles an hour, if you're deceptive enough, you can throw it by hitters.
That's a great sign. Backs up just what we're talking about. Montero, fastball in, popped up, Paul Baca, 2 outs.
Miguel Montero has seen 2 pitches tonight. Miguel Montero has made 2 easy outs.
And stranded 4 base runners. So the hot Montero. So this isn't a quiet night for him.
Center fielder Chris Young.
Chris Young did have a nice at bat against Moyer. It netted him a base hit, unfortunately, as he led off the last inning. He was stuck at third. The bases were loaded. Nobody was out. Then a strikeout and a double play ended it. Let's see if he can drive in a run here.
Ooh, a high strike there. Chris Young can't believe it. If you're thinking base hit, like of course I know you are, good arm in right in Jason Worth, good arm in center in Shane Victorino, and average at best arm in left field for Raul Ibanez.
There's Ibanez, Victorino, and Worth. Popped up.
Well, we said Jamie had him right where he wanted him. 3 easy outs after the first 2 Diamondbacks reached base.
And then the cat saw the mouse try to attack the cheese, and the trap got him again. Strikeout's a part of his game, there's no doubt. Our Geico quote, if I go up slapping the ball and just trying to put it in play, I'm not going to help this team win games. If that means punching out 200 times in a season, so be it. Our Geico quote, Mark Reynolds. Now he's got a guy in that other dugout who will match him homer for homer, run scored for run scored, RBI for RBI this year in Ryan Howard.
This year. Yeah. In the past, Ryan Howard drives in 150.
No, there's no doubt about that. As that one is in. But we'll hear at some point from Howard, whether it's this inning or beyond, on that subject as well. Well, you talk about momentum. Let's see how these Phillies handle the momentum of seeing the Diamondbacks strand to this point in the game. 7 base runners.
7.
6 left on base, but 7 on total. Double play ended it.
The double play ended it, so it's been only 6. But yes, 7 runners have been on. And John Garland just keeps that wet blanket on this hot Philly offense.
You know, we were listening to Ryan Howard a moment ago, and the thoughts about the strikeouts, Mark Reynolds and he. Let's hear what Ryan says as he expounds upon the subject.
Strikeouts are part of the game, you know, no matter what. It's an out, you know, the same way as hitting a line drive or a pop fly or whatever. I mean, it's one of those things that I guess people kind of look at and they kind of frown upon a little bit, but hey, they made it a part of the game. They made it an out, and that's just what it is. I think what it is people may look at our strikeouts and they look at what our numbers are, and they're always like, well, what would their numbers be if their strikeouts were down? I mean, and that's something that, you know, you never know. Maybe you get more base hits. Your average may go up, but your home runs may stay the same. Maybe you may get more home runs. You never know. But like, I think at the end of the day, when you look at where your numbers are and you can be happy with it, that's all that matters.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think they're 2 very different players, though.
Well, there's no doubt.
I think they're very different players. Yeah, Ryan Howard, in the past, he hits in the 40s as far as home runs. As that one ripped into the right center gap, Justin Upton's going to put it out, and that's a base hit for Chase Utley here with 1 out in the top of the 4th. But as far as, for instance, if Ryan Howard were to maybe strike out less, he'd probably walk a little more. Well, Ryan Howard is a base clogger. Okay, he's not going to score from first on gappers. He's not going to score on many base hits from second base. Mark Reynolds is a very good base runner, a good base stealer. He can score. So if he's getting on base more, he can certainly do more damage as an offensive player than maybe Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard's a guy, he's paid to hit it in the seats and drive in runs. Well, Mark Reynolds is a guy that, yeah, he gets paid to hit it in the seats and drive in runs, but he can also get out there and be a catalyst. He can lead off innings, steal a base, give the defense something to think about. I think that's the difference offensively. I think Mark Reynolds is more of a danger everywhere offensively. Ryan Howard, he's a danger to people sitting in the outfield bleachers because that's where he hits the baseball.
And this is what you're talking about right here. 1-1 the count to Howard. Huge shift defensively, trying to roll up a double play. John's rolled up 17 of them this year. May as well just put 4 over there on the other side. I mean, Reynolds is getting closer and closer to that second base bag. Ibanez waits on deck. Outfield deep. They play him to pull as well. Now he'll drive it to left, though. Saying he'll definitely drive it to left, and it's gone. Home run number 26 for Ryan Howard. RBIs number 76 and 77. He smoked that ball the other way into the gap in left center field.
That's about 420 feet to the opposite field, the left center. That's how strong this young man is. Tried to come in, got it in, but he's a guy that pulls those elbows in. He's just so doggone strong. Yeah, I don't blame you, John Garland. Wow. He got the pitch where he wanted it. But against a guy like Ryan Howard, who's a low ball hitter, when you come inside, you want to try to get it up around belt high, because they can still get extended down low. They can't belt high. Angry fastball there from John Garland, right by Ibanez.
Utley scores a run there for the 71st time this year. Howard drives himself in, his 64th run scored, as that one is fouled off. The Phillies just score runs by the basketball. Here it is again.
There you see it. You know, the pitch, that's not a bad pitch, but if you can go up around there, that's where you can tie up Ryan Howard. He can still get extended on the ball down. He can't on the ball around belt high. Well, he's something special, though, isn't he?
He really is.
77 RBIs now.
Pitch in, good pitch on 0-2.
See, that ball was a little more elevated. That ball was around the upper thigh area instead of knees.
Philadelphia Phillies have scored 529 runs this year. Number 2, the Rockies, 496. League average, 435. 529. They have 6 players that have scored 60 or more runs at this point in the season. 6. As that one is away. There's 3 of them. Victorino as well. Worth and Rollins have also scored more than 60. Arizona pitchers had their scoreless inning streak snapped to 22 innings with that home run. Remember, it was back-to-back shutouts against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Moyer thankful he got out of his last 2 jams.
Well, that's the difference between the Phillies. The Phillies, when they get fellas on, they usually get driven in by those big boys in the middle. As you said, the Diamondbacks have already left, well, really a total of 7 men on base in the first 3 innings. And this Philly team, if you don't score those runs, they will outscore you.
That one goes to the backstop. You know those 60 runs I was telling you about, folks, about those runs that they have scored? 14 players have scored 60 runs or more in the National League. 6 of them are Phillies.
Isn't that amazing?
Diamondbacks have 2, Reynolds and Upton. That's second. As that one swung right through. Looked like he pulled the string on him there. Ibanez goes down on strike.
That was the Garland changeup there after some fastballs in. He comes with the changeup, and out in front of it is Ibanez for the second out.
Big swing, and he fouls it off.
Jason Ward trying to hit one to Friday's front row in left field.
Well, since mid-June, he has 13 homers. June 13th, to be specific. Albert Pujols has 14. They are 1 and 2 in the big leagues in homers since mid-June. That's why he's swinging big, but he's in the hole 0 and 2. He's hit a few homers as well. Fastest ever to 200. Talking about this ballpark. How that yellow line travels around, and he's glad he hit it where he did. That is a cutter away. We'll do it again, 0 and 2.
See the guy talking with Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard. That's my old manager, Pete McCannon. He was my manager in single-A ball, Darren Sutton, and triple-A ball. I owe a lot in my career to that man, Pete McCannon. He's got a couple of MVPs sandwiching him in there. But Pete McCannon taught me and anybody else that was fortunate enough to play for him an awful lot about the game of baseball, a lot about how to conduct yourself off the field as well as on the field. And the Philadelphia Phillies are very lucky to have a guy like Pete McCannon in their dugout.
Seems like they noticed that right there in that shot.
2 MVPs hanging around Pete.
Buries that pitch in. Brother Rice High School in Chicago, Gracie, and the University of Illinois. Played in the big leagues in the 70s. early 80s.
The very first manager I ever had. Taught you how to respect your opponent, taught you how to respect yourself, and how to come to the ballpark. When you're an A-ball, Darren, you know, you're dealing with anywhere from 18 to maybe 22-year-olds, guys that are probably away from home the first time in their lives, living on their own, living 5 people in a 2-bedroom apartment, making $700 a month. But a guy like Pete McCannon, you know what? You just didn't feel like things were that bad. He made you feel like, you know what? You're going to get to the big leagues somehow, some way. I'm going to get you to the big leagues. Well, he got me to the big leagues, and I'm very, very thankful for him. I'm glad we got a chance to give him a shout out. I really believe, you know, I don't know if Father Time's passed him by, but he got to manage for a little while in the big leagues with the Cincinnati Reds as an interim manager. But I think he should be a major league manager. And hopefully he'll get his shot, because, boy, you talk about a guy that's paid his dues.
57 years old. He's got plenty of time.
Good.
He's got plenty of time. Named the bench coach this past winter. So he got the phone call this winter after spending all of 08 as a pro scout for the Yankees. Pete McCannon. 3-2 the count to Jason Worth, and we appreciate you sharing that with us. Worth is working.
This has been a long at bat.
Full count, 2 outs. Bouncing ball, John Garland. He won the bat, a little dig there. Threw a little easy toss. That ball smashed. Number 26 on the year for Howard. Our Aflac trivia question. Name the 5 pitchers who have allowed the most home runs in Major League Baseball history.
Wow.
I don't know why I think that one of the guys on that list, just a shot in the dark here. I think that I'm going to guess one of the guys on the list, well, helped to put bread on my table when I was young.
Your father.
I'm going to guess Don Sutton.
Wow.
He gave up a few.
Can't believe you got that one.
He gave up a few homers. He threw a lot of strikes.
Well, I know there for a long time. I don't know if anymore, but when I was a player, I think the record was held by Robin Roberts, the Hall of Famer. Steve, you're right.
Oh,
free.
my
How about Jamie Moyer? He's been pitching forever. Nice.
Well,
then I'm kind of stuck. So we may have to ask folks at home, or maybe some of my friends, to maybe send in a text.
I got another one for you, I think, but first want to remind you, got to hit the Gila River Casino's hit and win sign here in the fourth inning. A lucky fan watching wins $540,000. $540. Visit dbacks.com/hit and win. Sally Pickett playing for more than $500,000 tonight.
Well, good luck, Sally Pickett. That's one of those things. If you pitch long enough, I guess you're going to give up a handful more than the guys that don't pitch very long. There's another strike there to Josh Weitzel. Like, for instance, everybody knows Pete Rose had more hits than anybody in the history of baseball, but people don't realize that Pete Rose made more outs than anybody in the history of baseball. So there you go. Anything I can do to rain on your parade there, Pete. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. But it's true.
Maybe get some good news over the next calendar year. There is a bit of a movement led by Hank Aaron to maybe take another look at reinstating it. That one just missed. So we'll see. And then it's up to the Veterans Committee. They're pretty stingy on who they put in, so we'll see. The 2-2. Slow curveball out front. And he hit it on the ground. Two and two, the count. By the way, Ryan Howard's home run, I think, speaking of the Gila River Casino's inning. Strike three.
Big swing and a miss.
I think it might have hit the sign. Look at that.
It would have been close.
Hangs right down right there.
It would have been awfully close.
Yeah, right there.
So does that count?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So an opposing player can't hit the sign?
No. Can't have your fans pulling for Ryan Howard to hit the sign.
Well, for that kind of money, I guess.
I understand.
I'll tell you what, for that kind of money, I'll be a big Ryan Howard fan. Hit it here, Ryan.
I just got a text on the trivia question.
What'd you get?
Greg Swindell sent in. He wants to guess, well, himself. Greg Swindell. And he didn't guess himself. He actually guessed Frank Tanana. how about if I throw? You got one?
I got one. I got one here from a friend of the show, Christine Burkhart. She's guessing Greg Maddux.
A ground ball pitcher.
He just pitched a long time.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a guy who should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm pretty darn sure this is right. Bert Blyleven.
Wow.
Gave up like 61 season. Base hit left field. Still should be in the Hall of Fame.
No question. How about how about
Catcher Paul Bacco.
How about Fergie Jenkins, friend of the show?
Whoa, well
there we
done.
go. All right. I know those ex-Cubs. And we got one more. Still waiting for a text from Matt Williams. Haven't gotten anything.
I just got one from Matty. I don't know if you and he are on speaking or texting terms right now.
Until he gives me my Emmy.
This is typical, though. He said, Tom Candiotti over there sitting in Matt's seat. But that one is fouled off. Well, it was Matt's seat yesterday. He said, I hit so many homers any pitcher that I faced. That's his guess.
That's his guess. Any pitcher that faced Matt Williams.
Because I hit so many homers.
Boy, what an arrogant thing to text. Pompous, arrogant. Boy, I'm more and more disappointed in Matt Williams these days.
0-1 to count on Paul Bacco. That one's thrown away. Don't know if it was thrown away or mishandled, truth be told. We'll take another look. All the way to third goes Pedro Feliz. A Diamondbacks miscue and a costly one.
You can see John Garland none too pleased as he backs up third base and slowly walks back to the mound. Let's take a look, see if he's disappointed in himself or in the handling of it by Josh Weitzel. Well, tough to tell from that angle. Either way, it's going to go as an error on the pitcher and a free 2 bases for a Philadelphia team that, boy, they just pounce on your mistakes. So John Garland going to have to really go to work now.
Well, I guess the bonus, if there is one, he's got 8 and 9 in Bacco and Moyer. Taking another look, seeing if we can see from up high, maybe.
And that wasn't the greatest of throws, but that's one that I'm sure John Garland was expecting to be caught.
That one is caught.
Not so upset anymore, is he?
Nah, I tell you, he just saved a run, picked him up.
And good for Josh Weitzel. That's not only a terrific play, but a big play. One quick out as the infield brought in, the dive to the left side, get it on the short hop. That's a really nice play by the first baseman. You can see it was certainly short hopped. Now you're thinking possibly a squeeze play here with Jamie Moyer at the plate. A good bunter, a good athlete.
Instead, it's a ground ball to short. Drew looks the runner back and in time for the out. Well, Garland trying to do his best, Jamie Moyer, and get out of it.
A nice job by Garland getting the pitch away, getting the ground ball. Watch Stephen Drew once he makes the play. Check, make sure. Okay, now I'll throw it across the diamond. Now if you're John Garland, you can't get mentally lazy. You have to make sure, yeah, I just got a terrific play from my first baseman for out number 1. I made a really good pitch to get out number 2. Now you got to stay right on top of the former MVP, Jimmy Rollins, and get through this thing unscathed.
That one just missed away. Change up there. Because of the speed of Rollins, Reynolds plays even with the bag at third. Everyone else back on the infield. Outfield straight up. Remember, Rollins, though he's hitting, coming into this game just .237, is red hot lately. Driven to right field. Justin Upton on the board. That one over his head, up against the wall. A double and an RBI. So Jimmy Rollins drives it in, a painful 2-out RBI. And for Rollins, number 46 on the year, it plates Feliz.
Well, anytime you make a mistake to this Philly lineup, they make you pay dearly. Fastball goes to right down the middle, and Jimmy Rollins smokes it off the wall. And, well, the run scores after all because, well, basically that's what this Philly lineup does.
Came to town and they brought their big sticks. They came off a homestand in which they just flat out rolled. Breaking ball, and it's a strike. They went home and they played 7 games, had a makeup game with San Diego. They hosted Chicago, then San Diego for 1, and then St. Louis. They went 5-2. But they had 12 homers while going 5-2. Fastball in. Garland says, "I've got it." Get out of the way there, John. He does. The play is made. Victorino is retired. Affleck. Renee Payton on our Twitter page guesses, by the way, Phil Necro. And I'm thinking that might be right. There you go. Nice job, Renee.
Good job.
Visit D-Backs booth on Twitter. Go ahead and get signed up. Interact with us. Strike one.
Well, Diamondback's going to have to go to work now on the ageless Jamie Moyer. Had lots of opportunities in the first 3 innings. Cashed, well, 0 of them in.
0-2 the count.
And what happens when you fall behind a guy like Jamie Moyer? This human nature takes over. You start to get frustrated. You start over swinging at those changeups and those off-speed pitches. And then, boy, you talk about right where he wants you. That's what he wants. Big swings.
To the bag, Ryan Howard, 1 away.
Oh, folks, time to remind you to get your tickets now to sit in the all-you-can-eat section at Chase Field. The all-you-can-eat section is a family-friendly area on the suite level of the ballpark, just below the St. Joe's Sandlot area. For just $30, you can get an inside diamond level ticket plus all your favorite ballpark food. Feed the whole family with unlimited hot dogs, popcorn, Pepsi, chips, whatever. Call 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com/all-you-can-eat.
Boy, that is well done. That is a big league read.
Thank you.
Well, Sutton's stamp of approval on that one. Hit all the high points. You made me want to go.
I'm hungry. I want to go.
The 0-1 is high. 1-1 the count to Ryan Roberts. Philly's starting to pitch a little bit more too since before the break, July 3rd. That one sails away at changeup. Phillies ERA is 2.94. That's the best in the big leagues since July 3rd. There's not really much wrong with them right now.
They're clicking on every cylinder possible.
Popped up. Got a changeup down off the end of the bat. Ryan Howard puts it to bed.
And after all those opportunities that weren't cashed in there, now Jamie Moyer is starting to settle in and getting some easy outs.
Let's see what Justin Upton can do with it. We were speaking earlier of Upton trying to keep him fair. That Cal talking over Jamie Moyer with guys on his bench. Eventually walked in third, had a nice at bat. That one is fouled off. We talked about that major league debut. Upton and Parra weren't even born yet on June 16th, 1986. Drew was 3 years old. John Garland was playing T-ball. He was 6 years old. Big swing, as you were talking about, 0-2.
You're seeing a lot of them. You saw them from Stephen Drew. You saw them from Ryan Roberts. Now Justin Upton. You saw it from Weitzel and Parra last inning. That's the frustration. And that's what happens to young hitters when they're facing somebody like Jamie Moyer. He just lives on your aggressiveness.
The 1-2. 2-2 the count to Upton. Batters number 1 through 4 for the Diamondbacks against the Pirates had a huge series. 29 hits in those 4 games. Upton to right center field. Toward the gap it goes. Guess who's on the move? Hustling on around, and he throws the anchor out right there with a double. So a 2-out double for Justin Upton. Taking it to right field the other way.
Oh, what a pretty piece of hitting. A fastball that stayed in the middle of the zone. Justin crushes it. One hop. And he decides with 2 outs, I'll play it nice and cool and just stop at second base and give my partner in crime, Mr. Mark Reynolds. Can't be a partner in crime when you're the sheriff.
That's true. Mark struck out back in the 3rd inning. Fastball popped up. Little cut fastball as well, ran in. So the veteran of 46 years old gets it done. Now he looks to his bodyguards, Utley, Howard, and Ibanez, for some protection. and Stephen Drew. A 4-6-3 double play. Then back came the Phils. A couple of innings later, but when they were ready and raring to go, they got going. A couple of big extra base hits. 2-run homer, Howard. Jimmy Rollins with a double driving in a run. That's where we stand, 3-0. Chase Utley to lead it off, and he takes low. 1-0 the count.
You just have to take care of any opportunities that this Philly club gives you. One thing, they are battle tested. They know how to win, and they know how to win games late in the year, Darren, as we're getting close to 2 months left in this season. Eventually the cream rises to the top, and that's what's happening in the East right now with these Phillies.
There's a way in which they carry themselves, a swagger, as that one is low. A.J. Hinch, who had just a little bit of time, a brief cup of coffee with the Phillies, and certainly had a chance to get to know how that man handles his business. And Charlie Manuel spoke of that swag. It's not a cockiness, and it's not false. Just come to the ballpark. They, for a former hitting coach, of course, and a good one in Charlie Manuel, they expect to hit. They expect to win.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
No.
And it's confident, and they should be. If you're as talented as this bunch, it'd be tough not to think you're going to win day in and day out. You know, the starting pitching was a question mark for months for the Phillies. Well, once that starting pitching's come around now, Joe Blanton, Jamie Moyer, Cole Hamels healthy now. Well, once the starting pitching came around, boy, they just put the rest of the East in the rearview mirror.
That's outside. That's ball 4. Our Chaz Roberts cool play of the game. There you go.
There's the pitch right there, down and in, yet still able to drive it way out of here to left center field. And if you're going to come in on Ryan Howard, it's not a bad idea, but you want to come in around bell top, not around knee high, because that's where big, strong left-handed hitters love the ball down and in. Correct, Darren Sutton?
Yes.
That's their wheelhouse. And he goes away that time.
Good pitch. What makes him different to watch, though, to me, than a lot of left-handed big sluggers? I mean, guys that are, he's one of the best of all time to begin his career, simply put. They're down and in looking to pull that ball. And he's not always looking to do that. He has incredible power the other way.
And that's what makes him so dangerous. He knows he can hit the ball out anywhere. Any ballpark. Good change up there for strike 2. He knows that he doesn't have to pull the baseball to hit a home run. You can see.
Well, that's great.
He just hits the ball to the big part of the ballpark. Now, mind you, he plays in a very hitter-friendly ballpark. But, boy, it doesn't matter when he hits it. Really, the only field that's going to hold those might be O'Hare Field. My partner's a little silent right now. He's not happy with that 0-2 waste pitch.
He had no interest in a pitch that was over his head.
Over his head and about 1.5 feet outside. Well, your dad would see that and just cringe, wouldn't he? The Hall of Famer.
Now they go back in. Yes, by the way. That one is fouled off. And into the seats it goes. Runner was going there. Not to say, look to get a hitter to chase a pitch, a hitter that strikes out a bunch, there's no doubt. Miguel Montero, a guy who throws a pitch down in the zone, rarely, if ever. Doug goes up sometimes. John never does.
No, he can't afford to live up.
1-2 the count. The 1-2. Ground ball with the defense off the glove, and Askew now looking because of the shift. It's a race to third and a throw. Ill-advised, boy. I tell you. That ball, they are fortunate. Stephen Drew was able to make a play on that ball with a big shift. Drew took off racing. Reynolds had gone to the bag hoping to maybe start a double play.
That's exactly what happened. What should have been a double play, Ryan Roberts kicks it, and now the race is on to third base. Watch Utley. He sees nobody home, so why not? He outruns Stephen Drew. Oh, that's just heads up winning baseball there by Chase Utley. What should have been 2 outs, unfortunately for John Garland, is first and third. Nobody out with the Raul Ibanez stepping in. Boy, look out now.
Curveball is in, 1-0 the count, and really fortunate again that Drew was able, as he was backpedaling on the move, to handle a one-hopper. Not interested in that one. He did not go around. 2-0 the count. Utley in baseball circles, and those that study the game statistically in a deeper manner will tell you he's a great base runner. Now you with your eyes would tell us that.
Oh, he's not only got great speed, he's got great smarts. Oh boy.
Rocket into right field.
You can smell it coming, can't you, Darren? You can just smell it coming when you give these good offensive ball clubs extra outs. Boy, they just make you pay. You just could smell it coming. You could feel it coming. Raul Ibanez is grounded out and struck out. Boy, he just got a change up in the middle of the zone. He just rifled it into right field. There's the change up. There's the rope. An unearned run last inning. That's an unearned run there.
So 95 pitches for John Garland as he now faces Jason Worth. Esmerling Vasquez hopping now down there in the bullpen, trying to get ready. In, he hit him.
Third baseman, Adrian.
Just got the jersey, these very baggy jerseys now that everybody wears. It's that much easier to hit somebody now. I guess we're going to get plunked like that. That's not going to hurt.
That's what he was trying to do. Runs that fastball in. The Phillies this year hitting .292 with the bases loaded, but they have 8 grand slams. That's all they'll get. Recovering, and a run scores.
Well, another possible double play ball. Reynolds not able to come up with it cleanly, so they only get one. So John Garland having to get about 5 or 6 outs this inning, unfortunately for him.
Baco slices that one, and it's a foul ball. This guy's been at it for quite some time now. Paul Baco was a Tiger back in 1998 as he started to break in. Was a Reds 5th round pick out of Southwest Louisiana. He is a Louisiana boy.
Good fastball there from Garland.
The 0-2. Cut fastball runs in, 1-2 the count. Went to spring training with the Cubs this year, so he was out here in the Valley. Cubs released him at the end of spring training. And a little while after, in May, he got the phone call. Want to come play for the Champs?
Where do I sign up for that?
Honey, his wife's name is Lori. Lori, do you mind? No, you're already driving me crazy. The 1-2. Slices that one away.
Honey, you like cheesesteaks? Who doesn't? Like the Artful Dodger?
Now, no matter that the club is down right now 5-0, that still could be the key to the game any night. 1-2 the count. To the well-traveled Paul Bacco. Bouncing ball, could be 2. There's 1. Out of his glove, and it costs the Diamondbacks another run.
My goodness. Tough inning for Ryan Roberts. Tough inning for the infield defense. There's that rule again, Darren. You can't assume a double play. Well, why not? Why not? So that won't go as an error.
An RBI for Bacco, you bet.
It's 3 possible double plays that John Garland has rolled up this inning. None of them have been turned.
I told you in our open coming on the air today, he really struggled here at home. First 6 games, last 4 games have been much more manageable, including beating Florida on July 11th. 1 run in 8 innings.
Well, Darren, I think he's thrown the ball very well here tonight. He gave up the 2-run homer to Ryan Howard. Okay. Well, he gives up an unearned run in the 5th, and then, oh, really? I don't know how many, because of that rule, you can't assume a double play. Don't know how many are going to be earned in this inning, but in my opinion, should be a 0 up there.
Stephen Drew with a flip. Tough defensive inning for the Diamondbacks. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Miguel Montero to lead things off. Garland has disappeared from that dugout. Appears as if he is done in this ball game. The Diamondbacks, if you're just joining us, 2 runners on in the first, unfortunately came up empty. In the second, bases loaded, nothing. And then in the third, a couple of runners on. And then after that, Moyer started to find his groove a bit. Justin Upton doubled with 2 outs in the fifth, but they'll look back on the first, second, and third, and especially that second inning, as you said, with a lot of regret.
Yeah, bases loaded, nobody out, came up empty. And that's all the Phillies needed. They have taken full advantage of anything the Diamondbacks have given them. The Diamondbacks defensively have given these Phillies a lot here this evening. That's what champions do.
3 of the runs are earned, by the way, for Garland, as we were speaking of the 6. The same players that won that ring last year. They let Pat Burrell head to the team that they battled for the title. Brought in Raul Ibanez. Old school thinker. Certainly progressive enough to put a ring on his finger. Bouncing ball, that's Howard. He vacuums it up to the bag. He goes. Mark McClune standing by with a little bit more on the ageless wonder, Jamie Moyer.
Yeah, it took him 22 seasons to finally be part of a championship team in a championship parade. Now, the only other Phillies team to have a championship parade was in 1980. 1980 was when Jamie Moyer was a 17-year-old high school student outside of Philadelphia. He remembers skipping school, getting out of a train at Broad Street in Patterson, and waiting for the parade to come to him. Last year, he was part of that parade. And guys, I'm just wondering if there are any other kids sitting on Broad Street in Patterson last year who we'll be talking about in another 22, 23 years.
Well, we can certainly hope so. They make very few Jamie Moyers. Good stuff, Big Mac. We appreciate that. They make very few guys that are able to do it as long as he has done it, though.
Been healthy his entire career.
Other guys that made their big league debut in 1986, Jay Bell, Barry Bonds. Boy, isn't that a great graphic? Outlasting them all, huh?
And then some. And he'll tell you, I'm not done after this year. I want to keep going. He wants to pitch until he's 50. He's not that far away. 46 years old. If you ask the Diamondbacks, they'd think they're facing maybe a 24-year-old.
Oh, he's got tons of that craft. That's a ground ball. That's Howard. To the bag he goes. Easy enough. 1, 2, 3. Go the Diamondbacks. star, dominating pitcher this year. Cole Hamels and the redhead. Oh, yeah, Gracie. Oh, yeah. We'll be having a great time out there. Heading on out to see you before the game. We'll visit you. Don't forget $20. And the money goes to D-backs Charities. You get a T-shirt out there. That's the section beyond the Phillies bullpens. Gracie and I will be finding the best signs, the best hats, the best costumes. We'll be putting a lot of stuff together. We're giving out tickets. We're giving out tickets. That's just the bottom line.
That's the way it is. It's the way it's got to be. And two of the best in the business going to hook up tomorrow. The World Series MVP, Cole Hamels on the left. And, well, the pitching MVP of 2009, Dan Herron, going to lock horns. That's going to be big league, Darren Sutton.
Very excited about that one. We always talk about how Dan Herron seems to be maybe one day behind as you see the numbers for Esmeralda Vasquez. Tim Lincecum. And I always ask, do you think he knows what Tim did yesterday?
Well,
to which you say, yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. As Justin Upton puts that away, fans, be sure to get tickets now for the next post-game concert featuring country music artist Montgomery Gentry. Wow, Montgomery Gentry.
Oh, yeah.
Hello. The concert will follow the Astros D-backs game on Saturday, August 29th. The concert is free with a ticket to that night's game. Get tickets today by calling 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com/concert.
Change up, and it is strike one. And the reason I ask you that, I'll quit imitating Gracie and Sutton in the booth. He was just banging on his brother. Brother just taunting him.
There it is. Somebody's going to get whacked.
Hide your ball.
Yep. Somebody's going to get whacked.
Good change of pace, 0-2. The reason I asked you that question about Dan Herron getting fired up, to try and keep stride with Tim Lincecum. Well, he leads him in ERA. Dan's is better. Tonight, Lincecum, 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs against the Pirates, 10 strikeouts so far in 5 innings. Shutout ball.
Are you kidding?
Long run, a trio of Diamondbacks. Stephen Drew with the slide. He can't get there. Good effort by Drew. But Lincecum is rolling tonight.
Well, the Diamondback defense hasn't been pretty tonight, but it's not from lack of effort from Stephen Drew. We had to go a long ways. You can see he's frustrated, just not able to come up with it.
Yep, 5 1/3 now with 10 strikeouts. Give him a run finally.
The Tim Lincecum watch.
Why not? The back and forth between these two.
Ski right 3.
That's a changeup with a lot of dive to it. Shane Victorino saying, I think I'll remember your name, young man. That's pretty good stuff.
He swung through 3 changeups just way out in front. Vasquez can run it up there around 96, 97 once in a while. If he can ever get that changeup and get command of it, we're going to see this young man a lot. Starting to throw the ball a lot better of late, Darren. Esmeralda Vasquez.
Well, and it's about command. About getting ahead just like that. In his last 16 appearances, he has worked 15 innings, given up 4 runs, but walked just 5. That's the key in 16 appearances, and that's what troubled him early. ERA of 2.4. Good opportunity for him too.
Yeah,
face these hitters.
Chance to get some confidence if he gets some clean innings. He's facing some all-stars: Rollins, Victorino, now Chase Utley.
Number, and it's a foul ball. That's a changeup. That's that pitch.
That's exactly right. Might have him set up for the fastball. Chase Utley saying to Bill Miller, home plate ump, it's a pretty good changeup, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
1-2 the count. Slider. Weitzel is there, and he puts it away. 1, 2, 3. Go the Philadelphia Phillies. We'll get an update on the post-game show after this.
Baseman Brandon Allen, and Peter will tell us about the hottest young arm in the D-backs minor league system, and we'll read some of your Facebook questions as Executive Week continues right here on Fox Sports Arizona. Guys, we'll send it back to you. I know you're excited to ask some questions. Peter, stick around after the game for that.
Thank you, Brad. Looking forward to talking baseball. Jamie Moyer, Josh Weitzel. Big swing, popped up. Long, he's got it. Jimmy Rollins makes the play. Jay rolling out there to haul it in. Hey, don't forget, everything you do about fantasy football is about to change, including the all-new Fox Fantasy Football with more customizable features and new ways to play. Here's what to do. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN and join the next generation, Gracie, of fantasy football.
Oh, I will. Cardinal training camp starting here in, what, a couple of days.
Is it really?
I'm heading up there. I'm sure the Candy Man will be ready to come over here and take over the next couple of days. I'm going to be in Flagstaff. Looking forward to that.
Well, you're not going anywhere. Augie Ojeda can't keep it fair. Out front, comes off the bench. And he goes to Hackett.
Down by 6. Josh Weitzel, first pitch swinging. Pops it up. Augie Ojeda, first pitch swinging. D-backs are hacking tonight, Darren Sutton.
And Moyer loves it. Every single hack.
Just feeding that fire.
Popped up.
Just feeding that fire.
2 outs. No, you'll be staying here with me or going off on some big network assignment. Town cars and private planes.
You've got me mixed up with
somebody else.
Some big leaguers. No. Taxi cabs and commercial flights, thank you.
All right. Stephen Drew.
Private planes and limousines, town cars. Oh, no.
And if you're not off on an assignment, then right here with me, pal.
I already talked to the bosses. They've said since I'm such a big Cardinal fan, I'm allowed to go up to Flag for a couple days. Get a little scouting report.
Stephen Drew stays back nicely into center field. That one goes his first hit. It's now a 9-game hitting streak for Stephen Drew, as he is 1 for 4 on the evening.
Well, Stephen just stays on one of those cut fastballs and drives it right back up the box. Look out, Jamie. Goodness gracious. Even at 46, he can get out of the way of those.
So a 9-game hitting streak in his last 9 games. He has 17 hits to Stephen Drew. Here's Ryan Roberts. 0-1 the count. Drops a breaking ball in there. Single, walked, popped to first. Had a tough night defensively, though. A couple of opportunities on the pivot and on the start again of a double play to get the second out. And the 1-1. That one is in. Just got a text. It says it's from all of our bosses.
Okay.
It says from all of our bosses, you're not allowed to go to Flagstaff.
Oh. I guess I just made an assumption. Once again, I'm wrong.
Change up is away. He just barked at himself, Jamie did. That's the first time we've heard that. Three and one the count.
Right down the middle with a fastball.
Here it is.
Yeah. 6-run lead. Why not?
Three and two, 2 outs. Runner can take off and Drew. 6-0. The Phils lead it. That's in. It's ball 4. Anytime the Diamondbacks scores 6 or more runs, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with a purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the next day. And certainly the Phils have gotten there.
Well, Charlie Manuel going to come out. It wouldn't shock me at all if he gives Jamie Moyer an opportunity to get out of this. However, his 46-year-old lefty may be fading. Yep. And he's going to go to the right-hander to face Justin Upton.
Chan Ho Park coming in. It was a pleasure to watch him work tonight. 46 years old. 46 years old, had his jams, but then he wiggled off the hook. Mark Grace's old teammate getting it done in a Philadelphia Phillies uniform. We'll see what happens with these Phillies. There have been rumors about intense conversations between the Phillies and the Toronto Blue Jays about Roy Halladay and the back and forth that has gone on. Things like Kyle Drabek, J.A. Happ, Michael Taylor, Jason Donald all put in the deal. And those are the names that have been going back and forth. Phillies want to send a few guys. The Blue Jays want a few others.
Now, what do you think, Darren? You think it's going to happen?
I do.
I've heard some stories that Philly fans they're ready for Roy Halladay. They want him. They want him bad. And there has been violence threatened.
Well, there you go.
There you have it.
Wow.
They're going to unleash that rascal on the city of brotherly shove.
Well, he's scheduled to pitch Wednesday for Toronto.
I like J.A. Happ. You?
He's had an incredible year. How could you not? J.A. Happ is scheduled to pitch here Wednesday, and looking forward to seeing him, a talented left-hander. But it's been Happ that's been, as that one is swung right through by Upton. Happ, Carlos Carrasco, Michael Taylor and Jason Donald pitched, according to reports, to the Blue Jays. They want Kyle Drabek as well.
It's a lot to ask. Son of Doug Drabek, former Cy Young Award winner.
And top prospect for the Phillies.
It's a lot to ask. Nope. You're going to have to stick with what you got.
Bouncing ball. And the play is made. So where's he going? Very interesting. You are, go to Southwest.com, grab your bag. It's on. And by Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. Walking up Ryan Howard to the home plate area. Howard homered back in the 4th inning. Reached on an error in the 6th inning and flied to left field. Settling into the box, the slugger. It was a pitch, it was down, it was in, and he crushed it the other way. And here again is, look at that pitch. He's not trying to pull this pitch. Instead, blistering it the other way.
Inside out a pitch, 430 feet. Clay Zavada going to come in and take his chances. Misses with back-to-back breaking balls on Ryan Howard. Zavada continues to have an excellent rookie season. High strike there to Howard.
A big shift again defensively. Ryan Roberts is essentially playing rover in right field, as that one is low. 3-1 the count. On his last couple of appearances, he has not been scored upon. The 3-1. Got it. Swings right through it to run it to 3-2.
That was the change up from Zavada.
It's a funky pitch, isn't it?
It's a good pitch.
A very good one, effective to both lefties and righties.
Let's see if he throws another one. I went and missed with the fastball.
Ryan Howard trots to first. We talked with him before the game about the growth of this team, about team chemistry, being a good teammate. He said, that really, a good teammate, that's everything.
I think for me, team chemistry is the biggest thing. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the chemistry to go along with it, then there's nothing really there. That's the one thing that's fun about playing on this team. Everybody gets along. We're always joking, having a good time, having fun, and that's the biggest thing being out here and playing this game.
I started that question by asking him, what does it mean to be called a good teammate? He said that's everything.
Well, I think also, laughing, joking, having a good time. But when the bell rings, it's all business with these guys.
The 1-1 outside. 2-1 the count to Raul Ibanez. There are the men that played the big role. That one is fouled off. Matt Stair's still on this team. Salty veteran.
Yeah, we got to visit with Matty before the game started.
He's a good one.
He was hanging around when I was playing, Darren. He goes back almost as far as I do. 41 years old.
Bouncing ball, base hit right field for Raul Ibanez against the left-hander Zavada.
You can't understand whether booing Raul Ibanez, because they don't like him getting a base hit.
Raul.
Oh, those are the Philly fans.
Just those that have come.
He's having a great year. I wouldn't think they'd be booing him.
No, they're not booing him. John Mayberry is called upon to pinch run.
And yes, that is.
Oh yeah,
that is Junior. Big John Mayberry from the Kansas City Royals, first sacker, big left-handed hitter. Oh, I loved John Mayberry growing up. And there's his son.
The offspring, and he broke into the big leagues in style. His first major league hit was a home run against Andy Pettit at Yankee Stadium. That's the way you break in.
I guess that's how you break in. Clay Zavada finds himself in a pickle, first and second. Nobody out. 2-1 count now on Jason Worth.
2-1. Good pitch over the outside. There it was again.
That was the changeup. Beautifully placed on the outside corner at the knees.
Two. Right through it. Down he goes.
Another changeup. And a strikeout for Zavada.
Scratching his head. Worth a long look out there trying to figure out what exactly that was.
He just yanks that changeup across to the inside corner. And it was right by Jason Worth. It's a funky pitch. That's the best way I can describe it. It's one of those that he probably couldn't teach it to anybody else. It's just special for him. Fastball that time, right down the middle for strike one.
Well, we've talked enough about it and certainly watched it in video form. I promise you this, folks, over the next week, he's going to teach all of you how he throws it. We're going to talk with him about it. And that one runs in. The way he, as you said, cross shoots that ball and pulls it with him. I'm guessing that's all fingers on the ball, not the circle change. I'm guessing that's that old-fashioned straight change. He showed us that briefly when we had our broadcast open. It's almost like a hook 'em horns.
Yeah, like
grab.
a hook 'em horns changeup. There it is. Strike three. Right on cue, Darren Sutton.
There.
Hook 'em horns.
You bet. And he hooked Pedro Feliz there.
Catcher Paul Bacco.
That'll make Mark McClune happy. He's a Texas Longhorn grad.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Greg Swindell, another guy that went to Texas. Hook 'em horns. Go ahead and do it now, Clay Zavada.
0-1 the count to Paul Bacco. Boy, he is a recoil pitcher too. Watching that replay, there's no follow through at all in him. He hits that front of the dirt and just pops right back like a spring. That arm finishes up above his body.
He's not really dropping and driving per se, like Tom Seaver. No. He's throwing a little bit across his body and recoiling. I guess that got him.
It did. It is up. It is in.
Miguel Montero saying it's a foul ball. A.J. Hinch going to walk out and have a conversation with Bill Miller. Looks like they got the hand, and there's that old saying that the hand is the part of the bat. I think it did get the hand. It's tough to tell, but usually a hitter, if it hits you in the hand, it's going to hurt a lot more than that. We saw Eric Burns, for instance, got hit in the hand. Paul Bacco not shaking it or anything. I think the old master catcher might have got away with one there.
See, how's that hand doing?
Yeah.
Shaking it?
Neener. Hey, whatever it takes to stay in the big leagues.
See if we can garner anything.
That sounded fleshy, didn't it?
It did. Oh, a little flexing of the hand there, just for effect. That one is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. The count to Eric Brunton. Cole Hamels against Dan Herron tomorrow. J.A. Happ against Yusmeiro Petit. Back in second. Roberts makes the play. A diving play by Ryan Roberts with the bases loaded. You can see Stephen Drew extending his hitting streak and running it up to 9 games. A couple of pitch-ins at the bottom, but otherwise, this club's been shut out tonight. FreeCreditReport.com reminds you to know your score. Let's hop out of town. Visit FreeCreditReport.com. Man Ram as the Cardinals beat the Dodgers 5-1. And into a couple of double plays. Randy Wolf, a tough one. Albert Pujols, well, he's good. Just found that out. Lewis keeping the heat on, trying to keep pace with the Cubs. That wild and wacky Central Division. They are tied up as Mark Reynolds drives it. Deep right center field, up and on to the balcony and over it. It's crushed. Wow. The must from him down on the field.
And Ryan Howard in awe of that bomb off the bat of Mark Reynolds. Way out of here. Out there when Mark McClellan and I were doing the pregame show. Goodness.
That's the way you extend a hitting streak, by the way. It's his career high, extends it to 11 games, 27 home runs, 66 RBIs. That ball absolutely unloaded.
That was killed.
Off of Ryan Madsen, busy relief pitcher, on for the 52nd time.
Pretty good season.
Change up, ground ball. And in time for that. One more time on Mark Reynolds here.
Yeah, just out over, thigh high, full extension there. Mark Reynolds, head right on it. Cobb Balooey, way out of here. Well, that's never an overswing either.
I'm somewhat stunned still by that.
How far he hit it?
I mean, it's my third year here. I've called games as a visitor prior to that.
You've seen just about every game he's played.
But to get up that high, I just thought it was going to sail up over the line onto, as I call it, the balcony out there in right center field. It was nowhere close to landing in those seats. It was off the wall on the fly.
And hit the bricks. Yeah, it hit those bricks right there on the fly, which means in order to do that, it has to be a line drive, Darren. It was a line drive to get it underneath the scoreboard there. You got to hit it on a line. Man. Yep. Mark Reynolds is big league.
Up the ladder and able to make the play is Rollins.
First baseman Josh Whitesell.
Here's Josh Whitesell. Good effort there by Rollins. Couldn't get there though. So line drive off the wall.
Except the wall is about
right
60 feet past the center field wall.
And that yellow line's about 3 stories up. Fastball 96, an angry fastball, 2-0 the count.
Madsen has a very good arm. He's just got that pitcher's body. He's just long, big, tall, drink of water, 6'6". Good fastball, good changeup.
Two and one the count. Six feet 6 inches tall. Top 5 in relief appearances. He is 4th as that one is low.
Eduardo Parra takes second base. I'm going to give him a stolen base, Darren Sutton.
I'm not sure if you're allowed to.
Why not?
Nope. That's called defensive indifference. So if you'll write DI in your book.
Yeah, that never goes in my book. SB in my book, that's a stolen base. Congratulations, Gerardo Parra.
3-2 the count. You're right. Good call. It's a big stolen base there. 3-2, 2 outs. All Phillies so far tonight. Are out there with that defensive indifference at second base. Changed my mind. 3-2. That's high. That's ball 4.
And a meeting on the mound with Vaco and Madsen. Probably going over a few things they want to talk about with the pinch hitter Chad Tracy.
Number 18.
That'll allow us time to remind all of you, start planning early for the 2011 All-Star game that will be held at Chase Field in Phoenix, home of the Diamondbacks. All D-back season ticket holders will have the opportunity to purchase All-Star summer ticket packages based on their priority number. Meeting's still going on. To become a D-back season ticket holder today, 602-462-4600 or visit dbacks.com. Oh, look at that.
There you go. The Candyman getting some love.
I tell you, these fans giving the Candyman some love. A big moment for him. They know the man who fills in for you.
He does a great job over here on the occasion that I may go to Flagstaff, and I'm glad that Candyman's going to fill in for the rest of the week for me.
And he can go anywhere in the building he wants because he still has his credentials on.
Never takes them off. I think he sleeps in those.
1-0 the count. Chad Tracy takes a strike, 1-1.
Chad an opportunity to maybe make a ball game out of this. He's hit a couple of pinch homers this year.
The 1-1. Base hit right field. 6-2 the score. He'll tell you, I've been under my expectations to this point this year, but a big hit right there, and he's trying to make it interesting. Here's Stephen Drew.
Well, a change up and out over. Chad Tracy lines it into right field. That's going to score another run. On to third base goes Josh Weitzel. And Diamondbacks putting up a bit of a fight here. That's going to bring another meeting on the mound. Rich Doobie, the pitching coach for the Philadelphia Phillies, one of the better pitching coaches in the business.
Could it be, Mark Grace? Could it be?
What?
An opportunity here. You whacked that ball out of here. Now it's really interesting.
You know what seemed to be a Philadelphia Philly cruising victory all of a sudden just got very interesting. A long ball by Mark Reynolds. Nobody getting loose out in the Philly bullpen. And Ryan Madsen, one of the more dependable middle guys in the game. Well, the Diamondbacks making some things happen here in the bottom of the 8th. Way up and away.
Overthrew that one dramatically. Stephen Drew's second half last season and this year. Big things. Madsen has only given up 4 home runs this season. He is a ground ball pitcher when he's right.
That's just a good fastball on the outside corner there. And if you're Stephen Drew, you're not trying to hit a long ball here. You just want to take what the pitcher gives you. Try to get a base hit somewhere. And just keep the line moving. Gas right by him again for strike 2.
Madsen last year in the postseason run, Philly fans will never forget, in 11 appearances had an ERA of 2.13. And he's got a ring for his efforts. The 1-2 outside, nice take.
96 miles an hour, just missed the outside corner.
Low.
Well, just like that now, 3-2. Chad Tracy, the runner on first base, going to get a running start on this pitch. Now Stephen Drew an opportunity to get his boys a little bit closer.
Runner goes from first, got it. Swings at a fastball, up and in.
Make it 3-2. Now I'm going to come inside and get the double play ball to get out of a huge jam in the second inning. Now it's Chris Young's turn. I'm going to go up and in for a strike. Go right back in there. Just keep the Diamondbacks guessing. You just never know with Jamie Moyer. He was a master tonight. So impressive.
Jack in the box, taking us outside of the box. Leo Rosales fires away, 1-0 the count. Leo comes on for the 15th time this year. Changeup floats in there. Jimmy doubled in a run back in the 5th inning. There's a strike after the changeup. That looked like it was 98. Young man out of the Bay Area in Northern California. Alameda. Pops that one up.
Who's got it?
Oh boy. The pitcher made the play there. Rosales hauls that one in. Don't forget to join us tomorrow. Miller Lite brings you what's brewing. What a matchup. Cole Hamels against Dan Heron. Hamels a bit off stride on occasion this year. Danny incredible. Last time had a tough one, but it's been a great season. J.A. Happ get a chance to see him on Wednesday. Here's Danny. Strike one. Yeah, usually in that play, you had 1,000 of them, Gracie, over there at first. You get the pitcher out of there.
Yeah, usually the third baseman or first baseman will come in and make that play, but neither of them did. Who's going to get this one? Looks like Stephen Drew on another pop-up.
Stephen makes that play. Leo did not go out and call Stephen off for that one.
So 2 up, 2 quick outs here for Leo Rosales.
Just the way you like it. Chase Utley singled and scored in the 4th inning. Walked and scored. Utley Born in Pasadena, California. Phillies #1 pick in 2000 out of UCLA. As that one misses, he went to high school, Utley did, with Milton Bradley, Long Beach Poly. Bradley graduated in '96, Utley in '97.
I'm sure they had an awfully good team.
That one is fouled off.
Can you name me a Hall of Famer that went to Long Beach Poly?
Long Beach Poly. How about Tony Gwynn?
Very good. Where he also starred in basketball.
He's got the soda, the scorebook, binoculars, pencil. He's ready to go.
He's ready for the ball game, isn't he?
One and two, the count. Come on, folks. Come on, you've been moping around here. That one is a shot that's fouled. That'll get him going.
That'll get their attention. Hopefully everybody's okay. Philly fans haven't had much to mope about.
No moping.
Still dancing in the streets over a world championship. Pretty good numbers of Philly fans here. That's why tomorrow, all you Diamondback fans, Will Rosales doing something. Diamondback fans got to come out tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely.
Outnumber these Philly fans.
Keep scoring.
Right down that K.
The end of the week, the trading deadline, the non-waiver trading deadline. A.J. Hinch says, I know some of my guys are being mentioned. Here's how you handle it if you're the manager in that locker room.
I think guys are curious more than they are concerned. I mean, obviously it's, rumor central this week, and every rumor that you hear is magnified and probably, told around a table, and it probably changes by the time that conversation's over. So I think our guys understand it. A lot of guys have been through it. I don't think there are a ton of names on this team that are circulating. There are a select few, and for the most part, I think we're keeping our edge, realizing it's certainly out of the players' control. And if moves are made, they're made. We'll adjust. If they're not, then we're happy with this club to continue to build on what we're doing.
And so we'll see.
What do you think?
I think people are calling, but if you're trading a major league starting pitcher, let's say, or a major league closer that people have looked into, you better be getting something back that can help you some this year. Since and just
you don't want to
take it just driving a three-wheel car the rest of the year.
Exactly. You don't want to. I mean, you're thin at starting pitching in this organization anyway. You don't want to get a couple of tomato cans for a big league starting pitcher. Ryan Roberts fouls off the first pitch with a big swing on Brad Lidge. Brad Lidge last year was Mr. Perfect.
Boy, was he ever.
This year, well, it hadn't been as much fun for Lights Out Lidge, but he's still looking at 19 saves. Oh, yeah, Ryan Roberts just got introduced to a Brad Lidge slider and a beauty.
Missed some time in June with a sprained right knee, as that one is away, June 6th through the 25th. On April 18th, he had gone 51 opportunities, including postseason, without blowing a save as a member of the Phillies.
Right after him with the fastball there, Roberts fouling it straight back. There's last year's numbers. Wow. Goodness gracious, Darren.
41 of 41 and 7 of 7 in the postseason.
You put that kind of a closer on this kind of an offensive ball club, well, hence a World Series. As that was skied over towards Chase Upton. He'll put it away for out number 1.
So 1 away, and they hustle the ball right back into Lidge. He gets right back to work. Here's Justin Upton. A long-time Houston Astro, Brad Lidge, and colleague and a friend, and a guy who he constantly communicates with, his old bullpen mate, and Chad Qualls. Strike 1 with a slider. Lidge
on power here. Let's see what happens. Go ahead. Talking about Brad Lidge, he's worth talking about.
Slider, it's a strike, you bet. Lidge against Arizona, just was going to mention, Gracie, he has enjoyed his time. A 1.84 ERA against the Diamondbacks. So you fans out here have seen a lot of the good from Brad Lidge.
You see the slider that he throws, and you just wonder how he gives up runs. Good take there from Justin Upton. He was able to lay off of that one.
I like that.
That's big league.
Put your rally caps on at home, wherever you may be. Hope you've got a good week planned. Hope your Monday was a good one. Popped up.
Yeah, I think Chase Utley's going to take care of this one too. He will. 2 quick outs.
At 9:27 a.m. Pacific time.
You mean PM, right?
PM.
And I just gubbed you, my bad.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it. There he is. Hello?
Hey.
Strike 1 to Mark Reynolds. Reynolds with a homer off the wall below our post-game set. Saw it go into our last break.
Let's take a look at what happened last inning. Oh dear.
Fouls it back. 1-2.
Big time fastball against a big time home run hitter. Mark Reynolds wears number 27. That's how many long balls he's hit this year. We're only in July. 1 strike away are the Phillies from a victory here in the opener. Look out, Mark.
Wow.
Reynolds. You're going to hit the back wall on us. Well, I'll straighten you right up. Don't blow a knee out or an ankle. Man. Probably a slider coming now. Yeah.
That's the ball game. The Philadelphia Phillies beat the Diamondbacks by a score of 6-2. The story tonight, Jamie Moyer. He was incredible. Dan Herron will go to work tomorrow. Mark Grace will have your thoughts on this ball game in the post-game show. Gracie and I with you. Certainly looking forward to reflecting on what was a very unique